How's it going, everybody? Gunnar here, and today I want to share with you guys 3 reasons, yes, 3, why you should be downsizing your flies for musky fly fishing. Now, 2 things. 1, I'm not advocating fishing small flies, just smaller flies. 2nd, this is really intended for beginners, maybe not beginner fly fishermen, but people who have never fly fished for musky before, or big pike, or haven't thrown 12-inch flies. That's kind of who my target audience is here, because I want to give you guys some perspective and some things to think about that are hopefully going to make you far more successful on the water, and kind of remove all the frustrations that I had when I was first getting into musky fly fishing. So the 3 issues that I have with throwing a truly big fly that you're going to come into, right? First is going to be accuracy, the 2nd is going to be consistency, and the 3rd is going to be your confidence. Now, your confidence might not be what you think it is, because I have a lot of confidence in a big fly, and I want to talk about the 2nd part of that confidence equation that I think is far more crucial to you being successful as an angler. Okay, so first things first is accuracy. Now, I think that's self-explanatory, but I'm talking about fishing productive water. And what you have to understand about this first thing about accuracy is it's so critical when you add the 2nd variable, which is consistency. Because I can take a big fly, I can take a 12-inch fly and I can throw it really accurately, let's say for an hour and a half, but it is wear and tear. I'm gonna have to force it, right? And after an hour and a half, my casting is going to start to go downhill. My accuracy is going to start to go downhill. And what you have to understand about muskies, we're talking about the fish of 10,000 casts. They didn't get that name by accident. 10,000 casts. Now let's say that with your big fly you're a little less accurate, and you're at cast 9,999. And this next cast, man, that's it. That's guaranteed musky. You've hit 10,000. It's a guaranteed musky. And what if your cast falls apart? What if you land 8 feet short? What if you throw a tailing loop and you get a big bow in your line, you're sitting there and you're watching the river float you by and you just missed your musky and you got to count to 10,000 again? That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Consistency and accuracy is so critical when you do it every single time, day in and day out. And what's nice about a small fly, the way I designed what I would consider a small fly, I'm talking like an 8-inch fly maybe, hollow tie, something sparse, something that's not going to hold or trap any water. Well, you have to understand, I design it for my 8 weight. If I can throw it on my 8 weight comfortably, then on my 10 weight it feels like nothing. It feels like I'm casting a fly line. And I can pick it up and put it down right where I want every single time, and I can feel that rod, I can feel that fly, and it becomes very comfortable and fun to fish. And that's going to lead me into point number 3, which is all about confidence. You have to have confidence. And people always say that, you have to have confidence. And they almost always translate it as confidence in your fly, meaning you believe that fly is going to get eaten. But I don't care how good your fly is, how good your fly looks. If you're not putting that fly consistently in high productivity water, it doesn't matter. It's not going to get eaten, right? I would rather fish a not very attractive fly in high quality water, because even in that scenario, a fish is going to make a mistake and eat it. Right? Now, obviously, I'm still advocating that you'd fish a good quality, high quality fly with good movement, but it's far more important to be accurate. It's far more important to have the correct presentation than it is to have a good fly and not be able to get it there, not be able to consistently target high quality water. And what you're going to find out is fly fishing kind of sucks. Like, there's a lot going on. It's not as easy as people make it look. It's just not. There's so many nuances about roll casting and hauling and line management and finger position and pointing your rod at the fly and keeping your rod tip low and stripping, and there's so much stuff that if you take a 12-inch fly and you add it to that equation, you're just going to get frustrated. And what happens is it's not just physically tiring casting a big fly, but it's mentally tiring, because you have to pay attention to it. And after 2 hours you get exhausted, and you might even be emotionally defeated. And this is what happens when you're musky fishing. It's not just a physical thing, it's mental. Because you might get to eat 8 hours into your day, and that's the only fish that you saw that entire day. Can you imagine fishing for 8 hours from one fish, and if you're mentally checked out, you lost? And what happens when you fish a small fly is, because you can pick it up and put it down where you want it, and you have that control, you have that feel to it, right? And it's not fighting you, but it's doing everything you want. You're going to fish high productivity water the entire day. And it's not that you're going to believe the fly, but you're going to believe the system, because you know that the fish are in that water. You know they're on that log jam. You know that they're on that seam line, wherever they're resting, right? And if you can put a fly in water that you have confidence in, then you believe the fly because you believe the system, and you're mentally engaged the entire time without checking out. And you're going to be far more likely to run into a fish in that water and be ready for it if you simply downsize. So this is so here's a great example of kind of what I'm talking about, and I know that these are overexposed, but this is like a 13-inch beast fly. Caught a muskie on that last week. That thing is unbelievable in the water, but this is like an 8-inch bulkhead hollow, and this is a baby doing crazy stuff. Hezekiah, what are you doing? You want to say hi to everybody? Yeah. This I can throw all day, every day, non-stop. This I can't, and it's that simple. So hopefully that gives you guys something to think about. Obviously, understand as a beginner there's a time and a place for big flies. They definitely have their staple, and sometimes that's exactly what you need. A lot of times, personally, I'll fish small flies. You might move a fish, come back to that same fish, that same spot if you have the option with a jet or a motor, if you're in a lake or something like that. And understand that during an activity period, during a moon phase, sunrise, sunset, go back to that fish with that big fly. You're not casting that big fly all day, but you're casting it when it counts, when it matters, when you have that opportunity and you know where that fish is. But as far as searching, as far as fishing all day, as far as learning new water, as far as banging the banks, downsizing is going to make it so much more fun for you because you're going to be so much more consistent and fish so much higher quality water. You're not going to be worried about the casting, you're not going to be frustrated about the casting, and you're not going to mentally disengage with what you're doing. So hopefully that gives you something to think about, and yeah, good luck on the water. See ya.